greetings and talofa lava to you all. Welcome back to my channel. It's nice to have you here once again, checking out my video. Whawhitai tele lava for stopping by and and your support in watching my videos. And I would like to thank our Heavenly Father for yet another day, for His love and protection upon us. Like I said in my last video, that I will work hard on bringing you some more videos because I've been slacking off, to be honest. So for all those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Senia To'omata Fa'amausili. We are a debt-free family of 4. We paid off $70,000 off debts in a span of 2 years. Thank you for checking out this new video of mine, and I appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, and if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. I hope everyone is doing well and safe from what is going on in our world today. And before I go any further in this video, I would like to do some shout outs to those who have shared my video, my last video, and to those who were commenting on the video on the channel as well. Shout out to my sister Meals with Meals, Whawhitai tele lava sis, for the wonderful comments that she left on my last video. I really do appreciate your love as well as your encouragement. Thank you, sis. I would like to shout out to my Uncle Peter Betelo Milo, who was sharing my video on his Facebook page. Really appreciate you, Uncle. Whawhitai tele lava. Shout out to my sister Le Sunga Faletua, Denise Va'ailua. Thank you so much, sis, for sharing my video on your Facebook page. And shout out to Karen Meehan, who was also commenting on my video on the Facebook, as well as my Cooking with Rona family all the way in the States. Thank you guys for showing your love and support for my channel, and I really appreciate it because it really helps me a lot and helps my channel a lot. And it also gives me the confidence to keep doing what I'm doing, that I love to talk about and love sharing with you all on here. Once again, it's not a bragging channel, because we all go through some failures in life, as well as some things that we are proud of, things that we have achieved. And for me, I just wish that I have access to some information of some of the things that I have to go through, because at the time we didn't know any better. We just go with the flow pretty much. So just a little backstory of how we ended up here in New Zealand and how we started. So in 2010, my family was one of the families that were selected under the Samoa New Zealand quota. So we were blessed enough to have that opportunity to come over and start a new life here. So it was a blessing, but at the same time, we're missing families. I know everybody can relate on that level, with leaving our families back home, and we come over and like not knowing where we're gonna end up with. We just take that leap of faith and hope for the best. So my husband has to leave Samoa to take up the offer from here. So it was very hard at that time too, for leaving us behind. But the goal was for him to come over and start working, so that he can be able to save up some money and to bring us over. So the kids and I arrived on Christmas Eve in Ashburton of that same year. So it was like a month or so, and then ngam whailola i anga koe reunites mako ai ngai Ashburton. So when we arrived, we leave with a kind-hearted people that I ever known, like, you know, apart from families. You know who you are. We're always grateful when we, you know, think back at the start of it all. Again, o whamangianga o Maya le li'i o langa, you know, he will put people in front of us, not even though we don't know where we're going, you know, lero pofe end up e leo mai ai, because even il gaming malanga mai fo siya ko lua nga fai nga ka fealelenga nga makongo fo ma siya fanga, because nga bala fo ia le say mia o nga, because I was away for studies I New Zealand. So nga o ko fo ia kula ko sa ke fo ia ko ele sivaya. So and then the next week sao longa ia. So it was pretty hard, you know, but we just put our trust in God. Whatever He's calling for us, you know, we'll just you know, we just take a leap of faith. So inga wakaunga umailanga Ashburton, we, like I said, we stay with my husband's classmate. Yeah, it was like even though we were only there for a little while, so ikaus, you know, umavai kemi busy because kaminga vai kaminga Sofia fia ele o makalangi, you know, kelo fale. The first thing we look for is a car, you know, mo le feo inga la lea, because we don't have a car at the time. Ileanga le leifo le ali, because it gave me mako mai ngai ko akale no po fe me Ashburton na ko because I got all Christchurch. My pasi Christchurch, I drive about an hour away. But later on, I found out that I do have relatives here, close relatives. Two of my dad's first cousins were here, like. So that's another blessing. They were helping us move into our rental property. I still remember the day that we were given the keys to the house. Then my husband and, you know, we have to drive to Christchurch. Still remember our first shopping that we did is in the Kmart. So Kmart, going up because there's 4 of us. So we bought that dinner set that has 4 plates, 4 mugs, 4, even the spoons, we gotta have 4 spoons. So that's what we bought. We bought some pillows as well, and some iafus to start off. I still remember the very first day that we entered the rental property. We just dropped everything on the floor and we just sat on the floor on the carpet. We hold hands and we pray. We say our prayer to Ifafkai Leli inga o mawhai fo ionga mo se fale, you know, and whai inga mako ngofo. So saulola ia leo le. So it was a very nice house. It was comfortable to live in. It was nice and clean. But for your challenges, but we were so grateful for that house, like that rental property. We, you know, it was good enough for us. But there was some time, you know, there was a leak from the roof. You know, they gave me kimu. It was an old house and it's a 2-story building, and I think where the chimney was in the house, so I think that's where the water was leaking from. But came me to go through that experience. I remember we went to Christchurch that day, and when we came back, like our couches let's say it like was in the middle of the living room, you know, there was water dripping over it. So that time, like, you know, I said to him, you know what, I think we need to find another house to move to, because the leak clear from the roof. And then he said to me that just hang in there, like, we're gonna move from this rental property to our own house. So at the time I wasn't really think of it like that, like, you know, ready for to buy a house. But to me at the time, but my husband was keep telling me, like, you know, just hang in there, then we moved to our own house. So to me, like, ever since I've been with my husband, I always trust him in things that we do, because like right from the start he said that just follow my lead, like, you know, because even for so I think for him to take the lead, for me to follow and to support him, you know, in whatever way I can, that leads us to be able to buy a house for our family. So we managed, like, from the 4 years of relocation from Samoa, pretty much we came with nothing. Honestly, pretty much we came with nothing. Ola onupi fasayai at the time, ngakala. That's when mga pe mako fares and that e o mai, just a little leftover money as our pocket money. Inga o mga kokongi ia mako pasise masya fangau. But pretty much o mea o ma makaisima a inga ma mea fale and that we distributed to our families, like, you know, some for my in-laws and some for my mom, you know, my side of the family. We did have a car at the time too, a taxi, but there was nothing came to mind. We pretty much distribute them all between our families, and we just come over. Like, it's heavy rain, so I guess that's where the leaking was from. So starting from that time, I was keep, you know, asking my husband, I guess this is the right time to make a move, you know, to look for another rental property. But then he said to me, like, just hang in there, babe, like, like to move from a rental place to our own place. So at the time, I didn't believe him, like, I think it's not the right time for us. But we weren't into savings. We weren't focusing on savings like what we do now, like, you know. We just go with the flow back then. Higher purchases, because I remember we got our washing machine and our dryer ilungal higher purchase. The other thing that was on higher purchase was our, I think it was our TV as well. You know, some of the house contents was on higher purchase. So likemi lang ngam fayenga mau fakalangole bank mo se, you know, mo se mortgage ngakadi lile yalma application. But at the time they didn't elaborate things more to us. If I think back to that experience, it was pretty much like a you know, just sign on the dotted line and that's it. It wasn't, they didn't elaborate more. So that's why I feel that I need to share this experience too. You know, if sosoangi for ipo, whoever is at that stage, so from that experience of having a leaky roof in the rental property, so that kind of like drive us. So ole si fo ila aka ika faamalo si au nga to whoever's watching this video. If you go through some tough times in life, just embrace it. Embrace it, and like felele mafo fauleleia pe e se mafo anga fo ilanga challenge what I go through right up. So what avela le king ole roof, it's kind of like push us to go for it. So we arrived in the end of 2010 and we bought this house in 2014. The end of 2014, so 4 years in, and we managed to buy this home for our family. So from my sharing with you guys, the benefit of it is that we managed to buy a house at that price compared to the price of houses now is, you know, so I guess ole benefit nga, ole good side nga, ole whakau whale nga kei. The downside of it is that we didn't manage to put in a 20% down payment for the house. But even for let's say we weren't told ile mea fo I kupu pe afape ele a kuale le lusful paseng a bale mea the requirement I don't know about now, but the requirement about for first home owners at that time was 10% deposit. So what was approved of us at the time was I think it was up to 300,000. But we bought this house for 295,000. So olesi fo ila listen nga mai fo nga experience. Try not to max out le ofale me le bank. Like I said, we didn't know any better. If we know then what we know now, it will be like you know, a really hard bargain, and we might do little changes to it, because mai lele mafainga makuai lalo le 20%. We only have 50 grand. That 50 grand was solely from our Kiwi savers. And I can't stress enough of how important it is to invest in your Kiwi savers. You know, it doesn't really matter big if you're mga oe if I so fale pele, but just invest it, because that's for your future. You know, your future self will thank you for it. So back to my story, ilele ko unga ilele achieved nga lama 20% nga down payment. Le nga lai longa mafainga kama le bank ile PMI, the private mortgage insurance. So that's pretty much on top of ole mortgage payment, lunga plus the interest plus the PMI. But if we have that knowledge back then, we might be able to hold off for a little while, say 20% down payment. You know, for the 300,000 linga, for the 300,000 linga approved, we can put down 60, but we only came up with 50. Ele ma down payments nga kei. O le si mea ka ua nga ma o mai foi. Ia awange like don't rush things. I remember the first house that we viewed. Inga wa amaka nga we started to look for houses. Is that the first house that we went and viewed? That was just me and the kids, because my husband was working at the time. So that's another challenge, because if I see something that I like, I have to make time for him to go and check it out, you know. So the first house that we viewed, I just fell in love with it. I can see my family live in that house, but it didn't come our way. But that's okay, you know. So me sharing that experience for you, or you're looking for a house or whatever stage you're at right now, and you know, me for isang yung if you're looking at buying a house, and it feels like home. Because it's not that flashy. It feels like home. Like to me, when I walked around in the house, it, you know, I said, no, this is the one. Not only that, but I know everybody has different checklist o me mga waifale. So, o le sifo email kifia fa aso aku ai. Le rental property len makoyang. Like I said, it was a nice house, a very comfortable house. But e yengi me nga mako nga mawanga mai nga fale nga inga iam fa nga tick off ile property la lela, you know, sef mak fale fa. So o le fale le nga mai ye la iki closets. This house got lots of closets in 2 rooms, except for our room. We don't have a closet. We just have our bedroom suite. So o le fale o le rental property for elenga yai ele yai se mixa le poinga pai pale o mai faga sila vai vela male, like you can so that's another thing that we look at on all ma fofos yo fanga, like in cold mornings, like, you know, get ready for school, and yet ele fainga nga yese la ko nga. Sorry, I'm not a technical person when it comes to me fale ma me papinga. So yes, mako mai fo vai yes e le pai pa papinga ko fale, so that's another tick. Le simenga ma ai o le location. You know, because we need to look ahead. Don't look at like for now, for the time being, because having a mortgage is pretty much the biggest thing that you're gonna commit to. I don't believe I hope not, but yeah. So it's because of the location. The street that we're on it has I think 2 or 3 houses away from the kindergarten. So in the future, if I have grandbabies, we will be able to just walk down the road and drop by. And then on the next street from us, there's a primary school. So yeah, it's the location, it's the other thing you need to look at. But the bottom line, yeah, like I said, prioritize i meka ufal. But o loka ika yanga ia whaasoa kule. Ili whaakaunga fale, you know, make sure don't max out ile ofa bank. Just do what it's suitable for you guys. You know, might offer, then you try to max out, because it's not just the mortgage payment you look at. Being a homeowner, but being a homeowner in New Zealand, you got to take into consideration all the payments involved, and not only your mortgage payment, the amortization, you know, sign up by for your mortgage, or the insurance on the house. If you don't meet that 20% down payment, you're going to have PMI on top of that, private mortgage insurance on top of that, and not counting land rates. So there's a whole lot of things involved. So if you're renting, there's nothing wrong with renting, guys, you know, because renting mali being a homeowner. Renting, you just pay your rent. That's pretty much it. You don't worry about any repairs. You don't worry about any land rates. Or let's see for email if you for yeah. like ingat wenga fo ilingo my husband was working at a meat factory, and I was working at some random jobs. I think in my next upcoming video I will share with you some random jobs that I took to help out with raising my family, especially coming from Samoa with young kids. Estelin was only 7 at the time, and my fella was 4. One of the important lessons that I've learned from those early years, no matter what, our kids come first. We gotta prioritize ia kako whangau. No matter what, like no matter what we're struggling, you know, po mi pili ma me whapenga. If kakawanga prioritize ngai kako whangau. In my upcoming videos, I will share with you what sort of jobs and some random jobs kama fe'ele kwa ele mafawhawinga mai lowo langa mai Samoa, you know. But I will share with you all po ingat wenga fo inga lainga ma ingat wenga fo inga kwengat wenga I fo I kalunga nga kaungu umai kalung kaungu umai ngai ele nga ka fo inga ole so kau au shoko luar kaung whenga se maainga. You know, because even though although there was bongo fo ngai ma ki nga ngai, but ele ngalo ngai ma ko Samoa, that's all I guess ole e kukusalaka prioritizing all ka whangau maloko makua beaka, you know, to be honest with you guys. It's something that elem whenga ko ese mawhawhau po le ale umi ngia ku, you know, elem mawhenga ko ese ko responsibilities, because I don't know about you guys, but yaka ika ia malaka ika mawhawhau, and same as my husband, you know. We prioritize our kids in all that we do, and it's the same thing that applies to our mums. Yeah, so hopefully I'm cover everything that I need to cover. Sorry guys, I kind of all over the place with my sharing, but I just wanted to share with you how we did it. It is summarizing ole video. I would say that if you want to be a homeowner, you can be a homeowner. It doesn't matter pole along ngalwenga, pole ko inga ngalwenga ke ngalue ai. It doesn't really matter for your pay rate. That doesn't matter. What it matters is what you get out of what you earn. You know, some people, they say like, oh, I earn this much. But then you question, what are you getting out of it? Nothing. So yeah, it really doesn't matter. Polar ko inga ngalwenga ke whaia. Po se ngalwenga peke CEO or peke kilingi. It really doesn't matter. The other thing that I want to share with you, because it's still on the topic of being homeowners, you know, you really need to secure a roof over your heads. If not doing for you, do it for your kids. You know, because the worst thing will be like, I know ele kele saka experience in real life I me kau homeless ma me pinga, but I don't want to put my family through such thing, because you never know le fingalo le li ka ko langa le so le vala upa ia le li to either one of us. But at least we know there's a roof over our heads. There's a place that my kids can call home. But it's how we use it. Are we good stewards of God's blessings over our lives? Or are we just, you know, not taking it seriously? At the end of the day, we want to retire with dignity and be proud of what we've achieved in life, that go hand in hand with our spiritual life, you know, our spiritual journey. Ile maliali'i, you know, like to us, we just wanted to live the right way, live happy,